Hey, Giants fans, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. If you love the Giants and you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers, so if you can help us get there, that would be an absolute blessing. So we have some great news here. The Giants have just signed a quarterback. They signed Jameis Winston to a 2-year deal worth $8 million. The contract could go up to $16 million through incentives. So for Jameis, right now, without the incentives, it's $4 million per year over 2 years. That's less than what Drew Lock got from the Giants last year. That's less AAV. Drew Lock signed a 1-year deal with the Giants last offseason for $5 million. So they gave Jameis $1 million less than they gave to Drew Lock. So what does that tell you? That's backup quarterback money. Now, there's incentives in there. If Jameis reaches those incentives, this goes up to $8 million per year. But right now, it's at $4 million per year. That's backup QB money. So what could this possibly mean for the Giants? Number one, I'm asking the question now. I'm seeing Giants beat writers say, hey, this means they're out on Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers met with the Pittsburgh Steelers today. It seems that he prefers to go there over the Giants. Well, it's not like the Giants signed Jameis to $10 million per year. It's not what happened. It's $4 million at the very least per year. That's backup QB money. They could still sign Aaron Rodgers if they wanted to. If Aaron Rodgers calls up the Giants and says, hey, I want to be a Giant, they could still sign him. And then you have Aaron Rodgers and Jameis Winston. They could still sign Russell Wilson. Then you have Russell Wilson, Jameis, and Tommy DeVito. It's possible. But what else is possible in the more likely scenario is the Giants going quarterback at 3. The Giants going Shedeur Sanders at 3. That's what I think is going to end up happening. Signing Jameis to this kind of a deal means, hey, you may not start, but you may have the opportunity to. So goes into training camp. Giants have Shedeur Sanders. They select him at 3. That's if Cleveland doesn't select him at 2. Giants go and get Shedeur Sanders at 3. They have Jameis and Shedeur compete. If Jameis wins, called him Jameis. If Jameis wins, he's the starter and maybe he could reach his incentives. That's how I'm looking at it. Now, are you guys disappointed if this is the only veteran QB that the Giants signed this offseason? For me personally, I don't think this means they're out on Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers calls them up and says, I want to be a Giant, I still think they would sign him because, as I said, this Jameis money is backup QB money. I don't think this means they're out on Wilson and Rodgers. The beat reporters feel that way. But this isn't big money. This isn't big quarterback money for Jameis. It's backup QB money. I've said that a million times now. I really do think that they could still end up with a veteran, but the most likely scenario is that they end up with Shedeur Sanders. And this is where I feel a little more comfortable with taking Sanders at 3, and I'm going to explain that. Would I prefer Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter at 3? 1,010%. If Shedeur is there at 3, that means either Hunter and Carter went 2, right? So then either Hunter or Carter are available at 3. And Shedeur, of course. The Giants pick Shedeur. Shedeur's not expected to be the number 1 QB on day 1. That's not the expectation. The expectation is for him to go and compete for the job. But if he loses and Jameis beats him out in training camp, well, he's the backup. He backs up Jameis. And that's okay. He needs to learn the speed of the NFL game. He needs to do all of that stuff. And you know what? Jameis, one heck of a personality, one heck of a person. I think he's the perfect guy to potentially mentor a young quarterback. Maybe I'm nuts. Maybe I'm crazy for thinking that. Because Jameis Winston arguably hasn't had the best career. Former number 1 overall pick. but he's such a high character guy. He really is. I love his character. I think he's just a really great person. I really do. And I think that bodes well with the Giants, and that will bode well with a young QB. Whether that's DeVito, whether that's Sanders. You need to have a good leader at quarterback. And even if it is a backup in Jameis, I think he could be a really great one. I really, really do. Maybe I'm conflating this. Maybe I've my expectations for Jameis are way too high. But I absolutely love this signing because not only does he have talent, because he does, he's a high character guy. He really is. He's just a good dude. And I love the fact that the Giants were able to get him. This team is not a quarterback away from winning the whole thing. They're not. I'm not going to expect them to win the Super Bowl with Jameis at QB. But he's a good guy who could still play in this league. His arm talent's incredible. Right? It's still there. Still has the talent. So let's not get carried away here and just think I'm saying, I'm happy we got him just for the kind of guy he is. No, he's still a very talented football player. But if the Giants want to take Shedeur Sanders at 3, I could live with that more because of having a guy like Jameis in that QB room alongside Sanders. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see if Cleveland goes and takes Sanders. Because they might. Cleveland might go and take Sanders at 2. They prefer Cam Ward, but everybody prefers Cam Ward out of the quarterbacks. Everybody does. So if Cam Ward's taken at 1, but they still really like Sanders, I think Cleveland could go Sanders at 2. I really could. And then the Giants have their pick from Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. And I think that's when they draft Travis Hunter. Let's just fantasize for just a few moments. You have Malik Neighbors on offense. A healthy Andrew Thomas. He's the glue that holds that offensive line together. Then let's throw in Travis Hunter. Whether if he's going to be an offensive specialist, you're just going to see him on third down, whatever it may be. Imagine having Neighbors and Travis Hunter on the same offense, along with Jameis Winston, who could put up some gaudy numbers. He could put up some gaudy numbers. In his 7 starts with the Browns last year, he averaged 300 pass yards per game. Now, I know there were a few gaudy games in there, but he averaged 300 pass yards per game, 13 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Jameis has a lot of arm talent still. He's a high character guy. I like the signing. But as I said, I still would not be shocked, and I don't think this means that the Giants are completely out on Aaron Rodgers. Jameis signed for backup QB money. And I think that means a lot, and we have to read into that. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just bought a brand new camera. This isn't it. This is my backup camera. My other camera got busted. So this is my backup camera. My new camera should be here next week. I'm hoping for that. So I just want to thank you guys so much for the support as of late. It really does mean a lot. Let me know how your week was in the comments. If you've watched this far, it means a lot to me. So thank you guys so much. Take care.